In the rugged Mongolian steppes around the year 1162, the winds carried whispers of a ruthless spirit born to a humble family. The boy named Temujin, later known as Genghis Khan, emerged from the depths of poverty and clan warfare, a shepherd scraping a meager survival from the land. Here lies a paradox: a boy with nothing to his name, and yet a future that would pivot the fate of empires. This is a tale where the strokes of destiny are unseen, steeped in hardship and sown with relentless ambition. In the shadows of towering mountains, young Temujin experienced little of the grandiose history he would eventually shape. His father's poisoning by the Tatars left him vulnerable, abandoned, and cast out from his own clan. Yet, even in these desolate moments, the seeds of his future empire took root. This foundational abandonment taught him profound lessons in unity and betrayal that would later underpin his colossal vision of a cohesive Mongolian state. As the stone-fringed Tartary chilled to cold winters, Temujin forged alliances, unified tribes, and transcended ancient rivalries. Lesser known, however, is his diplomatic acumen, often eclipsed by his image of brutality. It was the Kurultai of 1206, a council of Mongol chieftains, that marked his enthronement as Genghis Khan, universal ruler. This gathering would become the bedrock event that initiated his inexorable ascent, coaxed from the delicate threads of kinship and loyalty. Marching westward, his empire expanded like a boundless wave, rolling over cities, kingdoms, and dynasties. In unfamiliar towns, such as Nishapur, his armies wielded terror in terrifying strokes. But it was the calculated psychological warfare, knowledge of the terrain, the dissemination of fear, that proved his definitive weapon. Against the failing Jin dynasty in 1215, his forces captured Zhongdu, the present-day Beijing, toppling an old order with cunning ferocity and reshaping the Asian continent's political landscape. The climax of this expansive exertion arrived at the fringes of the Khwarezmian Empire. Here, a fateful misunderstanding spiraled into a full-fledged conflict. His envoy, slaughtered over a mere trade dispute in 1218, precipitated a remorseless onslaught. This episode showcased the strategic genius tempered by a profound thirst for vengeance, a rare insight into the Genghis Khan ethos. Illumined at this crossroads is the grim realization that the very impetus of his strength also catalyzed the fragility. In the twilight of his reign, Genghis Khan's empire stretched from the sprawling grasslands of Southeast Asia to the vast Persian plains. He conquered not merely with the sword, but with an intuitive tolerance that embraced art, culture, and commerce, setting the stage for a flowering renaissance on the Silk Road. But as swiftly as it was built, the grand edifice of unity faltered under its own weight. After his death in 1227, fractures emerged, catalyzed by enigmas of succession and the divisive nature of rule by absolute power. Reflecting upon this extraordinary saga, we are reminded that ambition, even when majestic, bears shadows of its making. Genghis Khan's triumphs show us the duality of power, one that constructs and destructs with equal vigor. In our present, as we navigate the complex web of geopolitics, we might remember that the greatest empires are not only cemented by victories, but are also susceptible to the creeping fissures of human frailty. What history teaches us, above all, is to recognize these whispers before they roar into existence once more.